Hey, record fans. Dizzy here, the champ here, my brother, if you didn't know that. We're going to discuss records. Records I have not seen that the champ has picked out just for me to test my brain, see if I have any brain cells still working. Hopefully they are. Let's see what's going to happen today. What do you got for me, champ?
Episode number 3.
Episode number 3
of the San Francisco Sound.
San Francisco Sound.
Yes.
Ooh, be sure to put that in the title because there's a lot of people out there that are really into. No, I'm serious. San Francisco Sound. That should be like, hey, record store owners out there in the world, you should have a section that says the San Francisco Sound. Put it out. You put the Jefferson Airplane there, Big Brother and the Holding Company, Santana, the whole group, all of them.
All right, one nice pull to the whole thing. He's got them all. No. Here we go.
Grateful Dead. Can you imagine how big that section's got to be?
So this is the best of the Grateful Dead. Do you know anything more about Grateful Dead?
I started selling posters in San Francisco as a hippie. I didn't do what former and competing salesmen did, which was to wear tie-dye t-shirts, faded jeans, and walk around the Haight-Ashbury barefoot. I didn't do that. I was wearing tennis shoes just to up the game a little bit. But I made a living selling
a red jacket.
Grateful Dead's poster where it was a black and white poster. I'm not even talking about music. And it was so knockout. Pigpen, that guy looked, did you ever see Pigpen? You know who I'm talking about?
I'm not as familiar.
Pigpen was a big man, and he played the piano, the organ, and he looked menacing. Man, did he look menacing. And, so this name, Grateful Dead, originally to us was, this is spooky stuff. This is really, really out there. And it was loud. And when we went to see their concerts, you walked out of those concerts and your ears were buzzing, just buzzing. And for hours, all you heard was a high-pitched tone in your ears. This was incredible. And Jerry Garcia, I mean, he laid into that, and he played extended solos. I like early Grateful Dead and all of that. This is a very good record, but my favorite Grateful Dead is the very first Grateful Dead.
Working Dead?
Working Dead, I know. It's a little more country, where the first album is more of a blues. And you have to remember, Jerry Garcia and many of these musicians in the Grateful Dead were originally folk people. And Jerry Garcia, throughout the whole history of the Grateful Dead, kept Old in the Way, which was him and David Grisman, in his pocket. And when he wasn't out on tours and everything, he recorded albums and went and did concerts and all as Old and in the Way. And that was acoustic, and a lot of the music really of the Grateful Dead could be done acoustic as on Working Dead. And I love their music, and you know what? They gave a freedom to rock and roll that was not there before. That you could play one song for as long as they say 20 minutes. This is the era in which everybody thought if it's not 2.5 minutes or 3, if it was over 3, the record executive was going to come in and throw it on the floor and break it. No, the Grateful Dead, they're the ones that made the groundbreaking rules that said, we're done when we're done. That's it. And if they wanted to go with one song for an hour, they'd do it. Oh, gosh, yes.
I was first introduced to them in college. My neighbor had a copy of Working Men's Dead or American Beauty or one of the early albums. And I did think it was a little more acoustic, a little more laid back. Now, let me inform you, I went to the Evergreen State College in Olympia, which was an earthy kind of college at that time. There was a lot of people that were taking environmental studies and they didn't have a football team. They kind of despised that. They were an experimental college, right? Like the one at Santa Cruz. And so they you know, a lot of them went for things that were a little more artsy, a little off the beaten path a little bit. And so Grateful Dead was like, it took me a little bit to get into them, but after hearing a side, I was like, oh, okay, you know, as I was used to more, let's Bob Seger, let's go get bumping and get it happening, and all of a sudden I had to sit back a little bit and go, okay.
Champ, you know, the most recent concert that I know of, concerts of the Grateful Dead, was at the Sphere in Las Vegas. And I thought, wow, the Grateful Dead surrounded by a light show that's 360 degrees. But you know, and tickets probably at many, many hundreds and maybe thousands of dollars for people to get excellent seats. But this is a band who, when they first started, played pre-shows almost on a weekly basis. You could find them out in the what they call the Speedway Meadows in Golden Gate Park, playing for free, or on the back of a flatbed truck in the Haight-Ashbury. It was, their music was all over the city, and they gave their music away. They were giving free concerts all over. And, you know, I think they gave permission to the rest of the bands in San Francisco to do the same. Jefferson Airplane gave a lot of free concerts, Quicksilver Messenger
That's
Service.
what I was thinking.
All these bands, Santana. I saw so many bands that played that way. Eddie Money, I saw him singing and playing saxophone in Berkeley. Country Joe and the Fish, that man is not working for money. Country Joe, bless your heart, man. I know where your heart is. Your heart is giving music to the world. And same with the Grateful Dead.
Okay, well let's move on because we got a lot more here.
Tubes.
The Tubes.
Oh man.
And the Tubes.
Waybill, that's right. What a sense of humor. He's the writer and the vocalist here, and young and rich. I'm telling you, this guy was great with the
promotion.
Not only promotion, but you know, when you went and saw their show, because I think they went into costuming to a great degree.
Oh yeah.
And they really had a floor show.
Or something like a lobster thing.
Yeah, you know.
Thing. Sushi, something like that. And they just...
Before the Village People and all these other bands that dressed up, you know, the Tubes, man, they were... And it was a party. For God's sakes, yes, it was a party.
So we're back. We had a little technical difficulty there. And so we're back into San Francisco Sounds. And we just got done with the Tubes. And now we have Stone Ground, Bad Machines, and Limousines. Do you know anything on this band?
Well, I know that the lead singer was Annie Sampson. And Annie was did some work with other members of the San Francisco Sound bands. When other bands broke up and all, Annie Sampson could be a vocalist just with kind of like Nick Gravenites. You know, Nick was originally in the Electric Flag, and then he, I believe, moved on then to Big Brother and was the lead brother when Janis Joplin was gone, and he replaced her. And then he had a long hiatus where he wasn't playing with anybody, and he popped up recently in the recent years with the Living Legends blues band. And Annie Sampson's the same way. She if you had a soul band, she had a great voice and was available. Now, I don't remember this album at all. I do remember, I think, a Stone Ground album where they're walking up a Marin County hill, and this is a band that had a horn section. And I don't know if you know this, folks out there, but the champ here is a trumpet player.
Yeah, so I lean toward those bands that have trumpets.
I do too.
On this one, I don't see the trumpet section listed, but yeah. So I don't know.
I have to dig in the weeds on Stone Ground and see if they didn't have a horn section, because as a soul group, I think they were kind of. I would call it more of a rock and soul type machine.
But bands change as they
Evolve.
Evolve. There we go. Evolve. So this one, Dizzy didn't know right at first from just looking at it, which I was a little surprised. Yeah, he got a quick glimpse, but this is Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh.
And this
Would you say it's early or
there's
late?
a riot going on, baby. A riot going on. And if you look at the back cover, you can see there's a lot of the political upheaval kind of stuff going on in there. I mean, they got the Capitol in there. They got a lot of stuff going on. And again, this band has horns, you know. And what was the name of the trumpet player that they had? The woman that was.
I don't know.
She sang a lot of the songs as well.
Could have been.
And
He had a
let's
sister
see.
who was in the band too.
Oh yeah. I'm not going to find it real quick. Sorry, folks.
Well, let me tell you a story there, champ.
Please.
Growing up in San Mateo, California,
I remember that place.
okay, and there was a club on the main, we'll call it highway through San Mateo, which was the El Camino Real.
92.
Uh-huh. And at 25th Avenue in El Camino Real was a club that was, maybe 20 by 30, it was very small. And for years, Sly Stone and the Family Stone played the Fireside Lounge.
Wow.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's always fun.
Sly Stone also hired himself out like as an MC. Say you're going to have his band out, he could get a little extra money as being the MC for the total show.
He was a DJ as well. So,
and a DJ as well. See, there you go. So it's probably on the station out of San Francisco that plays soul music. So at any rate, I saw his name, and he was the band at this Fireside Lounge. So if they brought another band in, they still had Sly there because that was his home base.
Wow, how lucky for those folks. Okay, how about this one, Dizzy?
Bill Chaplin, man. I love the man, and is he on that album, or did he? He must have been because I don't say
first. The Sons are Bill Chaplin.
Yeah,
lead vocals.
Bill Chaplin went on to play with Chicago, and was there. I guess he's guitar, isn't he?
Well, it says lead vocals, keyboards, rhythm guitar.
Okay, so I think with Chicago he played again both keyboards and a rhythm guitar.
Wow, here's another.
And he's a great vocalist, and he has a son now in the music business, and I think he and his son now are doing music together.
Well, it also has Mark Isham on here, brass synthesizer. I assume that's the same Mark Isham that does all the soundtracks for movies.
Yeah. Oh, of course it is.
And he also played with Van Morrison at one point, was in his band. So some real
all the sons. I don't like to call them the Sons. I like it when they call themselves Sons of Chaplin.
No, they're called the Sons.
Yeah,
of Chaplin.
okay, but they later dropped that. Their later albums just say the Sons, so you had to know that that's the same band. Mm-hmm. That's why I asked. I think when they changed the name, the Sons, that Bill Chaplin had dropped away and he joined Chicago.
I see. Yeah, but what about the music? It's all about the music. So, did you enjoy their music?
The first album has a psychedelic cover, double album. You got to have that. That is the one to have, because as horn men, I'm telling you, that is a roaring horn section. Just fabulous sound. It grabs you right away, and I get tingles hearing that band. I mean, I just I feel it all over my body. I'm just like, up, everybody up, let's dance, let's do it, let's move.
Okay, what about Sir Douglas Band?
Well, he always had such a unique voice, and he's so southern, and he was really based out of Marin County in California.
So who are you talking about, Dizzy? You're just saying that. This is Sir Douglas. So which individual are you talking about?
I'm talking about
Doug Sham.
Doug Sham. That's right. There's something that drop out of my mind. You know, with age, you have these problems where you go, whoo.
That's
No?
okay. That's what we're here for. You know,
Yeah,
we
Doug
help.
Sham.
We help
Anyway,
each other out.
Doug, well, you know, he's sort of you must appreciate this, champ. He's using an alias. So, you know, this guy really did have it. And Augie Myers later joined him, and when he had Augie Myers in the band, there's so many. You know how a band just keeps morphing and changing and all that? Mm-hmm. That's what happened with Sir Douglas Quintet.
For the better or the worse?
For better. You know, it was like he was based in Marin County in California, but eventually he was very New Orleans. Very New Orleans. And you just like go, hey, this is Creole. This is really Southern.
Well, you know, Dizzy's right on the head of it again. I'm looking at the sidemen on this record, and there is David Fathead Newman, you know, Jasmine.
What a sax player!
And I was looking someplace else where it had Mac Rebenak. Well, you guys all know Mac Rebenak is
New Orleans man,
Dr. John. So Dr. John, another alias, is you know, killer stuff. So
and they're all together. See how this morphs?
Right?
You know?
Oh no! Make me want to listen to this record right now.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my goodness! Yeah. Vox organ, all kinds of interesting.
You know what happens? Does this happen to you? You go, where are my friends when I need them? I'm ready for a party and nobody's here.
Well, I just had the party.
I'd even have to go to the store to get some refreshments for these damn people.
Yeah, well,
I'm not ready, but the music's here. Yeah. I'm ready now.
Well, you know, this music you listen to by yourself. It's okay, folks. Put it on, and you know, put on some slippers and dance around while you're cleaning your house.
How many times have you danced around this room alone? Don't go there. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
With shoes on.
That's too big an admission. I don't want that.
Okay, well, that's the end of episode
3. This is too much fun. Can't we do another one?
Sure, we'll do episode 4 in a second, okay?
All right, episode 4 is coming. I can't wait.
Oh, boy.